Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Charlie Traveler. Welcome back to another episode of the Dual Universe Stellar Transmissions. Over the next few minutes, I'll take in the month's notable player events and happenings and condense them down to bite-sized nuggets for you to enjoy. This month has been great, if you're a shady individual with questionable morality. Various large organizations suffered losses at the hands of corporate espionage, coups, infiltrators, and everything in between. Let's take a quick look at the largest org in the game, Empire. According to the Emperor himself, a traitor, most likely part of a deliberately orchestrated infiltration, exploited and abused unintended game mechanics to pull their prototype warship out of the safe zone. Once out of the safe zone, the infiltrator's main org proceeded to destroy it. This incident has been reported to NQ, but whether or not anything's been done in regards to punishment or restitution is yet unknown. New Genesis has also had its share of bad luck this month in the form of an unsolicited penetration test. The anonymous Novian gave a full detailed narrative to news reporters, which you can find in the link below. Long story short, the infiltrator wanted to penetrate large orgs in order to see how much profit they could skim before being discovered. In the case of New Genesis, they abused a mechanic established by NG to help new members and made off with a significant amount of material goods. This is not, however, the infiltrator's ultimate goal. Upon their departure, they stated that they'll be heading to another large org to repeat the process and continue honing their craft. They also mentioned that they won't focus solely on large orgs, stating that they might eventually push the envelope by infiltrating small or medium-sized groups. Interestingly, they also warned NG that their next major threat might be internal, stating that resident streamer variety MMOs might already be moving into a position to cause significant damage should they split ways. At this time, there's no evidence to validate this accusation, but you can read more about it in the article linked in the description. Lastly, on to the Darkstar Imperium, yet another major organization to suffer a large-scale material loss this month. In an ominous parallel to the NG infiltrator's warning, DSI was damaged by their own streaming personality. Spreezy, a popular streamer, joined and quickly rose through the ranks of DSI, though his loyalty was to his fans and content creation, not the community he joined in DU. Despite his rapid ascent through the ranks of the org, Sleazy was surrounded by controversy. DSI members have described him as a brutal taskmaster, making outrageous demands of new players and minors. This controversy was largely brushed aside by DSI's government, who viewed it as a necessary evil, offset by the growth he brought as an influential streamer. A month before the final incident, Spreezy gave DSI an ultimatum, demanding that his ideas for the org be implemented, or he and his followers would leave. The government gave in, promoting the streamer to a governor role to allow him to enact his plans. The friction did not smooth out there. In fact, it only grew worse. In a final hurrah before the end, Skeezy pushed out an unfondled ship that he was not qualified to pilot. An epic and costly battle between DSI and BOO ensued, both sides sustaining significant damage before the Imperium was able to ensure the ship's retreat. In response, DSI's high government cracked down on gubernatorial power, isolating the three positions to provide insulation from other departments. This didn't go over well with the streamer, who promptly took the org's new mega factory, complete with countless tons of donated ores and machinery, convinced a handful of members to follow him, and left. In addition to the actual losses suffered, rumors began to circulate that Sleazy and his followers had deleted DSI's stores of thoramine, though it was later confirmed that they were safe and intact in an undisclosed location. The government quickly enacted morale events, and many rich members and allies have donated considerable resources to a disaster relief fund in order to reverse the damages. Skeezy has subsequently continued to slander DSI in his streams, an effort which has summarily backfired. Many orgs and individual players from across the political field have denounced his actions and labeled him and his followers kill on sight. As more of these events happen, the dev team maintains that they are fair game, leaving it to communities to police themselves and deliver justice to those who violate the social contracts holding them together. Now, on to the top 10 breakdown. Overall growth for the majority of orgs in DU has dropped, prompting questions about game membership numbers and player retention. Empire has grown from 1687 to 1752, netting a 65-member increase. It's unclear why the largest organization in the game has such low growth this month. Suggestions range from DU player base stagnation to membership leakage from the organization itself. Hyperion has grown from 729 members to 875, netting a solid 146 member increase. Silverlight Industries up 716 to 850, passing BOO and netting 134 members themselves. The top two industry orgs seem to be doing just fine. Business is booming, and many of the gameplay elements they need have already been fully implemented. Compared to more combat-focused groups, they have a considerable amount of content to explore. BOO is up only 4 members from 729 to 733, one of the lowest growth numbers in the top 10. Some speculate that the backlash against infiltrators is bleeding over into pirates as well. Dragon's Assembly saw a change from 624 to 686 members, with a 62 member increase. This is a departure from the previous growth they showed after beta launch, a spike likely caused by their dedicated community. Darkstar Imperium has moved from 525 members to 556, netting a 31 member increase over the previous month, though they were hindered by their resident streamer pulling out and taking a portion of members with them. DU Wayfarers has pushed from 489 to 548 members, netting a 59 member increase, placing them hot on the heels of DSI. New Genesis only saw a change from 467 members to 472, that's just 5 members this month. Likewise, Sol Nebula moved from 381 to 389, 8 members there. Infinity Corporation moved from 378 members to 371, losing 7 members and posting the only negative net membership in the top 10 this month. That's all we have for this episode. Stay tuned and be sure to subscribe for more Dual Universe related content, as well as updates for various other space games. Again, I'm Charlie Traveler. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.